Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're diving into part 2 of the Godot FPS series. We're moving past the basics and turning the project into a real game. We'll be adding the weapon model, sound effects, and scripting the logic for shooting and reloading. Finally, we're going to be implementing some animations and tie it all together. For this tutorial, I recommend watching the first part first, so you can follow along from Windows off. I will link the video right here so you can go and watch it. Anyways, let's start the work. Okay, so the first thing that we do is we import these assets. We'll leave it in the description below. So we'll create, you can do it as you want. I created this directory, model FPS. I added this model as here, weapon and FPS hands. So you need to make sure that the root scale will be 0.15 and FPS hands as well. So they will be in the right scale. Then what we're gonna do is go to the player scene. Then we'll go to camera. Then we'll add a new child node that will be of type node 3D. What we call weapons. So yeah, we have this weapon. And what we're going to do is have the weapons right here, the FPS hands ACR, the assault weapon. With the transform, make sure that it's 0, and it's the same thing with the weapon. The weapon right here. Yeah. What I'm going to do is going to move this as we like to make sure that is adapt with the camera, and that's it. So maybe this one to remove it, and that's it. Then we're going to get back to the world scene and we're going to try it out. We're going to play the game and to see where's located the weapons. We'll see that's a little bit higher to where we want it to. And okay, so we press command point, we exit the game mode. And what we're going to do is go to the player scene and lower a little bit the weapons to just 0.26. Something like that. We go back to the world scene, we try out, I should be alright. Okay. Okay, now it's time to create our weapon script. What I have added right here to the file is an audio file for the shooting sound that we'll use later. So now we're going to the player scene and we're going to first add a new child node. We have type node 3D that we'll call ACR. That's the name of the weapon. I'll put it as a child, the FPS hands and the C weapon as a child, and then we're going to create a new script. What I would like to do is directly here in the folder, script folder, create new script weapon. So now we have created the weapon script. Okay, we're going to start define the class. Will be class name weapon. This is optional, but later will be necessary. So we create a var, fire rate, load. 2.15 is great, and another var, text fire, load 0.0. We want this variable to be visible in the inspector. That's why we add the export attribute. And then we specify bullets count is equals 0, and we use ammunition count. No, 0 will be 20, and this will be something like 120, let's say. These variables are also variables that we want to modify in the spectre because it will be different for every weapon, so it makes sense. But the variable that we initial count equals 0 or initial condition. Yeah, this will be necessary for the reload. Actually, it's not necessary right now. I will do it anyways. So okay, now in the ready method that will be called at the start of our game, we specify that initial bullet count. Equal to this count, and initial ammunition equal to mission count. Okay. Now in the process method that will be executed by every frame, we want to make the shooting. So what we're going to do is if input is action press. Action press means if the action is down, that means that this condition will be true. So it will be constant. Then we provide an action as we like. We can create an action called fire. And if the next fire is greater than fire rate, let's say equal, greater than equal fire rate, then reset the next fire to 0.0. Yeah, we need to make sure the next fire will be added to the delta each frame, so we'll be approximating to the fire rate, and then when reaches a value that's equal or greater than fire rate, then the shoot will happen, and then we'll reset again, and the cycle continues. Okay, so we have the next fire is plus equals delta, and we create a new method. We use underscore if we want to create a private method, a method that we only resides in this file. Fire. Okay. Fire. Making void. That will happen if the bullet count is greater than 0, then we're going basically to shoot. I'm going to decrease this. Other thing that we want to add is sound. So we want to export our audio player with that audio player 3D and export shoot sound of the audio stream. So what we want to do is, if the bullet count is greater than 0, we're going to add the shoot stream, and we'll do shoot sound to our audio player. I want to play the audio player. Okay, now we go back to the 3D view. We select the ACR or weapon, and then we add our new script, that is weapon. Then we need to assign the variables that we have created, that is the audio player. For the audio player, first we need a listener, audio listener 3D, and inside the weapon we're going to right click, child, audio stream player 3D. So we have the listener and the player. So we select the weapon, we add our player, we can do it this way, and we add or shoot sound. Command S, we save. Now we go to the world scene, and yeah, before we can play, we need to register our input right here. We need to add fire, and I add it as a left mouse button, otherwise it will throw an error. So we can try out. Yeah, I run out of bullets, but we can see that it's working properly. Now we're going to continue with our weapon script. So right now what we're going to do is add a reload time or reload delay. That will be a type float. to export it. Because we wanted to see it in inspector. Create a variable that will define if loading. Yeah. What to do is implement a new method. It will be input. This one. If event, say event is action press. Create a new action that will be reload. And loading. Now create a new value method we can reload. Yeah, called reload. Okay, we create in first the can reload method. So fun can reload. Return the void. So here we want to validate several things. First, that our ammunition count is return. Ammunition count is greater than 0, and we make sure that our current bullets count is smaller than our total initial bullet count. So make sure that we don't reload when we have all the bullets, and not we are already loading because we don't want to reset the reloading. Reload, and then we execute the reload. Execute the reload right here. Yeah. What we can do is here we set this variable to true, say that we're reloading. We add some logs. Reloading, start. And yeah, we can also play some audio. Export our audio sound. Sorry, reload sound. Audio stream. Okay. So what we do is switching the stream to reload the sound. We call all the player to play. So right now we need to wait the delay time to make sure that there's a waiting time to the animation that we're not implementing right now, but we will implement in the next chapter. So we call await 3 create timer. We specify the values. This is in seconds. Real delay, though, timeout. Reload, finish it, set this variable to false. Okay, so before changing the state of this variable, we want to refill the ammunition so we can continue shooting. Refill ammunition. Okay, we create the method right here. It's a void, so we don't calculate anything. And then if our ammunition count is greater equal to our bullet count, means that we have capacity to fully refill in the worst case, then we'll say that our bullet count will be our ammunition count will be subtracted by the value of the initial bullets count minus our current bullets count, and the bullets count will be equal to the initial bullets count. Otherwise, what we're going to do is that we're going to set our ammunition count to 0, and our bullets count to our ammunition count. Okay. Okay, so I think that we are set. So we'll go back to the 3D view and we select the player. We go to the player scene and then we select the weapon, the ACR weapon, and we assign this new asset that will be the reload sound here. Okay, we say the scene, Command S, go back to world, and we test it out. Yeah, something that I forgot is to add the new action. So let's say that is throwing an error here because the reload action has been created. So we'll go to project settings, input, create a new action, reload, add action, and we record action will be error, close. Okay, we try back. Now the error is gone. If we press R, throw start, I'm finished. Yeah, something that is missing, as you can notice, is we can shoot even when we are reloading. So we need to make a small modification. Then when shooting, we need to make sure the process. Then on, not slow. Okay, that's the last chain. Go back, we save, try out, and now you're reloading, you're gonna shoot.